So quick video, unscripted. Oh, also peep the new mic. So much better, so much better. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. There's been a lot of trade talks, of Russell Westbrook. Um, there's one with the Knicks, Clippers, and then Magic and Pistons. I'm gonna start with the ones that I really don't like. I really don't like the one with the Pistons. The Pistons doesn't make any sense to me at all. Let me think. Cause like the thing with the Pistons is, and I don't think people understand this, is that what are the Pistons gonna give Houston? And let's see, what is Russell Westbrook gonna do in Houston is another thing. Like, let's keep it a buck. The most Rockets are gonna get from that trade is maybe like Blake Griffin or Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is great, but he's better used for a contender. He's better as the sixth man on a contending team. And Houston giving away Russell Westbrook is gonna make them less of a contender, even though Russell Westbrook may not be the greatest fit on that team. He still gives them, I guess, more manpower than the Rockets would have otherwise without Russell Westbrook. And then the other thing is, what are you getting from Blake Griffin? Because let's see, Blake Griffin this season, wasn't too healthy, wasn't playing that great, and I guess they're thinking maybe they get the Blake Griffin from 2019. But see, the problem with that is that's really risky. And I don't think Houston's going to take that risk. Houston more than likely should probably go in rebuild mode. That's why I've been thinking for a good bit now, because James Harden's getting older, Russell Westbrook's getting older, the team's dysfunctional, management got shaked up with Daryl Morey leaving. You know, there's just a lot of things changing in Houston. I think this is the best time for them to rebuild. I know a lot of Houston fans aren't gonna like that, but that's just how things are. Sometimes you contend, sometimes you really just don't make it over the hump. And I don't think Rockets time are kind of up right now. They kind of need to hit the reset button. But think about the other trades. The other one I don't like is the Knicks. Realistically, taking Russell Westbrook, I almost said Carmelo, Jesus Christ. Russell Westbrook to the Knicks isn't going to do too much either. Like, there's not going to be too much happening there. I don't think the Rockets are going to get much out of that unless they're hoping to rebuild around a young RJ. Maybe they trade Russ for RJ and get, I don't know. Who knows, honestly, at this point, but I don't think the Knicks are a good deal. Just that I don't see either side winning in that situation. And then the one that's it's very dependent. There's a lot of like intangibles going on is the Clippers. Now with the Clippers trade, the thing that I do see one positive from this is that the Clippers will have an actual vocal leader. The problem with the Kawhi and PG tandem is that Kawhi is not a vocal leader. He's not great for leading a team, as in like outside of just on court, just like putting up numbers. As far as like the intangibles, which is a big part of it, you still need intangibles, off court stuff, vocal leadership, call out rotation, stuff like that. Kawhi doesn't do that. And the problem with the Kawhi PG tandem is PG does not take anything off Kawhi's shoulders. You know, that team needs some type of playmaker, some type of passer, some type of facilitator, and Kawhi ends up doing almost all of the facilitating things, but he should really only need to focus on going out and getting a bucket for the team and going out and defending the best of his ability without wearing himself out. And he can't do that with PG, because PG simply does the same thing Kawhi does, but worse. Far, far worse, honestly. I guess PG is PG is a little bit more explosive, but he is also his play style is very erratic at times, and not in a good way. And so realistically, what you need is a leader, and you need someone who could take off multiple loads. One, if you get Russell Westbrook there, you have a player who can do just about anything you need him to. PG cannot do anything you need him to at any given night. Russell Westbrook can. He just has that type of energy. And I think realistically, he'll be good for a leadership role. So Kawhi can just go out, do what he does, and Russell Westbrook can fill in playmaking and whatnot. Even though I don't think Russell Westbrook is a great passer, I think playmaking wise, with the ball actually in his hands, his ability as the ball handler to open up things, to drive and kicks and post drop offs. He would be great for this team. I think he'll definitely be a better fit than Paul George was. And the thing is, with Russell Westbrook, we've seen Russell Westbrook as a second option be able to impact a team to get to a championship. He did with Kevin Durant as the second option. And it's not too out of the realm of possibility that if Russell Westbrook is as a second option with a top 3 player like Kawhi Leonard, if he's in a similar situation, Western Conference, it could work out very well. But there's a lot of factors that you can't account for, and that's why I'm still a little iffy on the Clippers trade. Now, the one thing that I think is interesting, and Legend of Winning was the one who put this out. I saw it on his Twitter. It was Russell Westbrook to the Magic. And in return, the Rockets get, I'm pretty sure, some picks. I think, I can't remember if it's Evan Fournier or Terrence Ross. It's either one of those two, and Aaron Gordon. And so the thing about, I'm not sure who the third one is. It may be Jonathan Isaac or not, but we're not worrying too much about that. If they give that up, realistically, Jonathan Isaac's going to be injured. He's not going to play most of the season, I'm pretty sure, coming up. And Magic in general have been a team that just keep getting to the 8th seed. They don't seem like they're trying to rebuild. They don't seem like they're really trying to contend either. They're kind of just complacent at being in this no man's land where they're just making the playoffs, but they're not making any considerable moves to the future, and neither are they making any big noise in the present time. And so realistically, you would think what they need is an all-star player who maybe just needs to find a new system so he can get reinvigorated. And I think Russell Westbrook can get reinvigorated. He's never been in the Eastern Conference. That's one thing. Another thing is I do think Russell Westbrook leading his own team would be good. The only other star you have to worry about is Nikola Vucevic, but I think Vucevic out of any player would work the best with Russell Westbrook. For the main, of course, in this trade package, not talking about, Kawhi's arguable, but I mean, like, realistically, I do think Nikola Vucevic works the best because Russell Westbrook's really good at driving and dishing, like amazing driving and dish, can slash in the paint, collapse the defense, pass out to the open man. And he's pretty decent at post drop-offs, pretty decent at seeing cutters and whatnot as he's going to the paint at the same time. And so the thought that I'm having is with Nikola Vucevic, you have not only is Nikola Vucevic an amazing post player, but he's also a really good three-point shooter. And the problems with Russell Westbrook's team in the past was that there wasn't enough shooting around him, but there's really good defensive teams, and realistically that's not going to work good with Russell Westbrook because he's not that independent and as high of an offensive engine for a team to have to like compensate for the lack of offense. But go to a team that has shooters around it, whose centerpiece is a big man who can shoot and play in the post, who has a decent amount of offense, a decent amount of defense, along with a franchise that's looking for a culture, looking for a player to reinvigorate them, I think will really help Russell Westbrook and will really help that franchise. And so that's what I'm thinking about. Now, there are some problems within it, like there may be like I'm not sure if they're keeping to Marco Fultz. I had to look back at the Legend of Winning thing, but this is off a tangent, unscripted. But just from what I've seen, that's kind of just a guy here. The first trade I want, I think Russell Westbrook to Magic it's a decent idea. I think it's the best you can do out of these four. After that, we'll go Clippers, Knicks, and the Pistons. I just think Pistons is not smart. I think that's like honestly a dumb trade. I just don't see much coming out of Pistons for either side. With Knicks, a little better because it sort of makes sense, maybe. Like if you really look hard, but I'm never betting money on that. Clippers is a little bit better with Kawhi Leonard there. Russell Westbrook's going to be a second option. I trust Russell Westbrook far, far more than I do PG. Not only that, but I do think Russell Westbrook would just fit in with that team much better than PG did. He takes a lot more of a load off of Kawhi and generally can do a lot much better. And then with Magic, it'll be his own team. I think that's Nikola Vucevic is the perfect complementary player next to him, along with just a team being just really just really decent because they got the eighth seed in like past 2 years. I think that was them who also got it last year. I'm not sure if they got seventh or eighth last year, but I'm pretty sure they got eighth both years. And I think they're just waiting for that player to reinvigorate their franchise. I think Russell Westbrook can be it. Now, realistically, there's also things that need to change in Russell Westbrook. The big thing I've said is he needs to take a page out of Jimmy Butler's book. Jimmy Butler, similar to Russell Westbrook, great slasher, great at drawing fouls, great in the paint, but he's not insanely skilled. And the thing is, sometimes less is more. And I think Russell Westbrook definitely less is more. If he lets the rest of the team around him play well and he scores out of necessity, he rebounds out of necessity, he playmakes, he facilitates out of necessity, I think the team will be much better because then it'll allow other players to really get in a rhythm that I don't think the way Russell Westbrook plays now would allow. And so if Russell Westbrook just learns to chill out just a little bit, I feel like his teams will do better. And just generally, because it'll allow for more three-point shots, better shot selection for the team overall. And if he's more selective with his drives and his and just his ball handling and whatnot, and how he operates around the court, I think he'll be really good. And also another thing I just realized, Magic really don't have that great of a primary ball handler. So there we go. Russell Westbrook also sort of fits that criteria. But once again, like I'll say it again, number one, I think Magic. Number two, Clippers kind of got a shot. Number three, Knicks. It's mid, it's whatever. I don't care. And Pistons, no. Just God, no. But yeah, that's it. End of the video. This is unscripted. Just a quick vid. Wanted to get this out since trade talks is what's going on. Derrick Rose video should be out later. I want to say tomorrow or later today, depending on whenever this goes out. But yeah, until next time.